Hey guys, it's Mel and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to take you along on my end of semester reset routine. These are the steps I take after every exam to feel grounded, get organized, and help clear the slate for the next block of med school. So, let's get into it. The very first thing I do after any exam is to treat myself. So I headed over to Starbucks this day and grabbed a caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino. I usually don't buy fraps, but if I do, it's either this one or the matcha latte. And it is literally perfection with the caramel sauce and little chunks on top. Afterwards, I head back and start to clean up my space. If you're anything like me, the closer you get to an exam, the messier everything around you seems to become. So after any test, I like to clean the things I don't get a chance to clean on a daily basis. So things like my desktop, my monitor, my keyboard, even the little crevices in my mouse. I just like to get in all those nooks and crannies and do a deep clean so everything is physically in its space and ready to go for the next unit. After I've tidied up a bit, the next step I like to take is to gather all the physical documents I've accumulated throughout the unit in one place. So these are things like lecture notes or even documents I decided to print out and annotate during the unit that helped me understand a concept. I just like to take them all and gather them in one space. So what I usually do is just binder clip all the scrap papers that I've collected throughout the unit and store them away in a huge bin with other papers and with other things from the unit. And I go back and store it away. I'll probably go through this again before I sit for USMLE step 1, but until now, that is my plan for that. Once I've finished going through all the physical documents I have, I'll start a digital cleanse. And since I am an even worse digital hoarder than I am a paper hoarder, there are a lot of things that I do to clean up my desktop. There are so many screenshots that I collect that are only relevant for that moment and they just sit there. So I'll take a big Control All and just hit delete on all of those. And it is so satisfying to watch that. After I've gone through and pretty much purged all the unnecessary things in my downloads folder, I will grab my external hard drive to safely store away important documents on it that I'll need to look at again or that I just want to have for future reference. So with my external hard drive, I will export my Anki decks, back up my GoodNotes app files, and I will also go through and back up my entire laptop. The last step in my digital cleanse is to go through my emails. I'll end up having hundreds of unopened emails by the end of semester, so getting to zero inbox is an absolute must. I also use this time to unsubscribe to mailing lists that I no longer want to be a part of so that this process can be a little bit more easier the next time around. One thing I always do is to take a second and review the previous unit. I feel like just after you take an exam is when you have the best idea of whether your study techniques were effective in preparing you for that exam. So I just take some time and write out everything that went well and what I could have done better and what changes I'll make for the upcoming unit. So for this semester, you can see I made a couple of notes like review more often and creating a daily review schedule. The absolute last thing I do is to update my Notion dashboard and academic calendar. This gives me inspiration and just also gives me a chance to think about my goals and my plans and how to prepare for the next block. I recently did a Notion video on how I create my academic dashboards. And so if you haven't seen that already, I'm going to link them in the cards and the description box below in case you want to check it out. That's it for this week's video. Be sure to let me know what your end of semester reset ritual is in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any new uploads. See you in the next one.